Hi guys, I'm Samina and today on the Cupcake Confession I'm showing you how to make delicious traditional Irish scones. The scone by itself is not sweet. You do add some sugar to it, but it's really a very tiny amount. Most of the flavor, it's kind of like eating bread butter jam, but this is the kind of bread that is enriched with loads of baking powder, and it's really crumbly and it's short, so you use a lot of cold ingredients. That's what I love about making these scones, is that you don't have to wait for your ingredients to come to room temperature. If you crave scones, you just go to your fridge, get everything cold out, start making it, put it in the oven, and you get the most perfect scones you will ever eat in your life. And I'm going to show you how to make this. So without any delays, let's get to it. Start by preheating your oven to 190 degrees Celsius or 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Then we are going to sift all our dry ingredients. So I have my all-purpose flour and baking powder, and I'm going to sift it together. I use salted butter, but if you're using unsalted, then this is the time where you will also add a pinch of salt into your dry ingredients and mix it well. Then you're going to add your cold butter. Please be sure that your butter is super cold, because you are going to also add your caster sugar in there. And then the cold butter ensures that everything is crumbly, because you will use your hands or your fingers to mix the flour and the butter together so that it resembles something that looks like sand or breadcrumbs. You could use a food processor if that makes it any easier. I don't have one, so I used my hands. You could also use a pastry cutter used to cut your butter into the flour. Anything that helps keep the butter cold without it melting, because you want the scone to have a lovely crumbly texture. So this is what I get after about 5 minutes of rubbing the flour and butter together. It is very much like sand and breadcrumbs. To that I'm going to add my maraschino cherries and give it a good mix. I do this to ensure that the cherries are coated, not just coated well, but they are also evenly distributed. Here I have cream and milk in a glass, and to that I'm going to add an egg. I'm going to give it a good whisk with my fork or anything, basically, just to make sure that the egg is well broken down into the cream and the milk mix. It will get ridiculously luscious, and this is the thing that adds an incredible amount of richness to your scones. So once you have that mixed, you're going to make a well in the center of your dry ingredients, and then you're going to pour this thick, creamy, wet mix into the dry mix, and then you're just going to use your fingers to just swirl it in the dough or into the dry and wet mix. Now you're not going to knead it, because kneading it will develop the gluten, and that in turn is going to make your scones really tough. You don't want that texture. You want a really crisp on the outside and crumbly on the outside and really fluffy, pillowy on the inside scones. So you are not going to knead this. You're just going to use your fingers to bring the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients, and you're just going to mix it till everything comes together, and no more than that. So this takes a good bit of time, because you have to ensure that all of the dry ingredients are combined well into the wet mix. So after about 3 to 4 minutes, I have something that looks like this. And now that all of the little bits, the stray bits of dough have come together, I'm going to transfer that onto my work surface so I can start cutting out shapes for my scone. I like to keep it really nice and thick, so I would say about 3 centimeters or about an inch of thickness. Then I'm going to use my round cookie cutter, and I'm going to cut out rounds from this thick mound of rolled out dough. Ideally, what I would suggest is to not overwork the dough once you have cut out whatever you can get from this, but you definitely need to use all of the dough, because we wouldn't like to promote wastage. So my trick here is to just, once you have cut out the 4th round, just bring all the dough bits together instead of kneading it, just till it looks really well put together in a way that you can flatten it out again to that same desired thickness of 3 centimeters or 1 inch. And once you have done that, you're going to get as many scone rounds cut from that dough as you can. Please make sure that you have minimum wastage, because wasting food is definitely not something that we would want to encourage. And then once you have all your scones cut out, I'm going to get one more scone from here. And then what I haven't filmed here, is taken the last bits as well and made a scone out of that. So I get about 9 scones from this recipe. Now I am going to take some of that leftover liquid from the egg mix and just brush it onto the surface. So this has cream, milk and egg. I'm just going to scrape it from the sides of the glass. You don't have to break a new egg or anything, you can just use the leftover stuff, put it up onto that. And then the oven is preheating right now, so you're going to bake it into the oven at 190 degrees Celsius. And you just have to keep an eye out. It took me about 20 to 25 minutes, but ideally it's going to be around that time, and the tops should be golden. Let's put that in the oven. Once it's out of the oven, you're going to let it cool for about 20 minutes or so, and then the best way to eat this scone is just the way it is, really warm and delicious. Now I'm going to show you how to cut into a scone. Now a good scone will never need a knife to cut into. Do you see those ridges there? That's the one that's going to be your guideline when you're trying to break into your scone. So I'm just going to give you a 360-degree view of what the scone ridges look like and how you can break into it. So you just have to follow those ridges and the scone will open up by itself. And look at how fluffy and pillowy it is. It's really crumbly on the outside and the insides are really soft like pillows. Slather them with loads of butter, jam, even add clotted cream if you get some. I used to really savor them with loads of clotted cream, and I love apricot jam. You can use absolutely any jam that you prefer, and it goes perfectly well with a lovely hot cup of tea or coffee. So that's it guys, see how easy it is. I told you, these are the best scones you're going to eat, and I really hope you give it a go, because you are going to love it and they are irresistible. Just trust. So now that you have the recipe, go ahead, make these scones, click a photo, post it on Instagram. I would love to see your baking creations. Don't forget to tag me so I can have a look at them. And if you have any recommendations or suggestions, pop them down in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And I post every Tuesday and Thursday, so if you want to stay updated, I would be really happy if you subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell button after you subscribe, just so you're notified every single time I post a recipe. Now, until I meet you again, bye!